It's supposed to be a gorgeous day today. High of 67. Basically tropical.
Baseball, softball workouts, tryouts begin today, so hopefully they'll be able to actually be outside.
And today at noon, tampering begins. NFL free agency is here. We're going to get to what the Lions need to do, especially post Taylor Decker's decision. But quickly, Tony, you're on 97.1.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Hey, not too much, man. Just try to be quick here. I don't think if panic was the right thing that I would choose, but it's kind of more or less aligned with like an emotional sports fatigue, if you will, as far as for the Pistons. But I think it's kind of combined with the other three major teams here, how they kind of optimism beginning of the season, then we end up tailing out, you know what I mean, where it doesn't work out too well. I wanted to ask you guys if you guys kind of felt a similar way. And also in closing, if, out of our four major, who's closest to winning the title in your opinion, but then also how far away are they, meaning, or do you think they'll be willing to do the things that they need to actually bring a title here? Because that's what absolutely I think it is. It's title fatigue.
Hasn't the answer changed like 3 times in 6 months?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at one point we would have said the Lions, all pros. Could they go on a run? Yeah. But then they finished last in the division, and this offseason is going to be a pivotal one. Then I think the default became the Pistons.
Especially with, how they were playing. I mean, they were playing well against even the best teams. And
but is the answer the Tigers today?
It feels like the answer would be the Tigers simply because of the investment that they made. And I know I got on you last week talking about the trade deadline before the season even started, but it feels like they're setting themselves up to be in a really good position and figure out what they have. Is Riley Green going to be the strikeout king he was last year, or will he be a little bit more reliable bat to ball? Is Torque going to be able to put 2 years back-to-back together, good ones? What's Parker Meadows? What's Kevin McGonigal? How much help do they need at the plate? They'll be able to address that because they'll know all about it at the trade deadline. So the investment's already been made, and you feel like they'll follow it up with a trade deadline investment.
You don't want to feel like your team's plateaued. And I think we've had that feeling with our teams at different points. I don't feel that way with the Tigers. Not with the Valdez signing, not with the promise of, hey, McGonigal could come up here and make an impact in his rookie season. And yeah, the follow-through. Their payroll is now a top 10, top 12, depending on what other teams have done, but it's a real serious investment for this team. You don't feel like they're going to plateau. You feel like there's more bullets in the chamber. For the Pistons, it may be that they've plateaued, at least for this season, that this is just who they are and they have their limitations, and if they can defend their ass off, they might go around further than they're supposed to, but that they have plateaued. And for the Wings, you get excited because they made a move and maybe it has an extra level to it. For the Lions, now's the time to make those moves. Like if we want to get into it, John Taylor Decker, he won't be back. We found out Friday. Start there, and then we'll get into what today brings.
Not surprised at all that they're moving on from Taylor Decker. We heard Dan and Brad talk about Taylor Decker at the Combine. And then it was literally that same weekend, moments after we got done playing the audio from both of them, that Taylor Decker comes out and makes the announcement, I'm back, baby. But it has to be mutual. And we found out, obviously, that it's not mutual, and Taylor Decker won't be back. So it does free up some money. And we'll see how active they are in terms of rebuilding the offensive line. What are they going to add on the defensive front? How are they going to replace Alex Anzalone? What are they going to do in the secondary with corner? All of those things are big questions. And a lot of it starts today at noon. But what has to happen before noon, if they're going to be players in this, they freed up some money because Decker is going to be gone as of Wednesday when they release him on the first day of the new league year. But what about the restructures with Jared Goff? What about restructuring Amon-Ra St. Brown, clearing up cap space? I can't imagine that they're going to get to Wednesday and Jared Goff is going to be still counting for $70 million against the cap.
Yeah, we're reaching a weird phase of this where I don't know if I'm supposed to be concerned. Like, it's a no-brainer. They're going to have to restructure to make any free agent moves and to sign their rookies, yet it hasn't happened yet. I stress yet. It has to happen, John. I don't want to panic for something that makes all the sense in the world and should happen literally any second.
Right. It didn't have to happen last week. It just has to happen before Wednesday But to be able to enter those conversations with impending free agents, it starts at noon today. That's when legal tampering happens.
Okay, maybe it'll work a little backwards. Is there a way they come to terms with a guy and then go to Goff and say, see, this is what we're going to use the money for? Because it doesn't have to all tie up until...
Yeah, because the contract that you agree to can't be signed until Wednesday.
Right. So is there a world where they come to agreements and then work backwards to get the money they need?
Oh, so you think Jared Goff told him and said, yeah, you know what? I will renegotiate. I'll free up cap space, but this is what you have to do with it. And once you do that, then I'll sign on the dotted line?
I'd love if he said, Linderbaum, or I'm keeping my money.
Right.
If you show me Linderbaum, I'll restructure my deal. Because that's the guy I want them to pursue today, John. Linderbaum is the first phone call you make. You have to solidify the offensive line. And you need a tackle now, too, because of Decker. But I think the center has to be the vet. The center is the one that diagnoses the line of scrimmage. The center is the one that prevents a blitz from getting through unblocked. It's got to be a veteran center. And I think Linderbaum is the guy to go pay for today.
Yep. Linderbaum he's going to be the star of the show when we're talking about centers. And we saw Chicago instantly address center position. They traded for one after Dahlman decided unexpectedly to retire. And so they've addressed their center position. There are other teams out there that are looking for center, Baltimore being one of them. Mm-hmm. And I'll be a little surprised if Linderbaum even makes it ultimately to free agency.
Well, that's the pain in the ass of all this. Connor McGovern stayed in
back
Buffalo.
in Buffalo.
Khalil Mack, who I thought would have been interesting as a flyer, 1-year deal on that defense.
Yeah.
He stays in Los Angeles.
So some of the names, obviously we've been talking about Tyler Linderbaum. Cade Mays is the other one as you start going down the list. Ethan Bochick. Now, Bochick is interesting because he's been in the league 9 years. He's been in Cleveland. I'm not sure how much he has left in the tank and how much I want to rely on that. Lloyd Cushenberry is coming from Tennessee. That's another name to be cognizant of.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they don't address a veteran center because they want to put Tate Ratledge at center, then I would hope they are going to have an impact guard next to him.
Same thing. All right, so here's how I want them to address the offensive line. I think this is the best path forward, and that is you go to the draft for a tackle. There's a lot of really good tackles in this year's draft, and it doesn't mean you have to stay at 17. If there's one that you just got to have, move up to 11 or 12. I think you can get the guy that you want at 11 or 12. And then in free agency, whatever you're doing with the center position with, either guys that are on the roster, you've got to address the center guard trio. And Scruggs is a backup. Yes. He's not going to be, in my opinion, even competing for one of the guard spots or the center position. And maybe ultimately Ratledge is your center, but then you better put a free agent guard with some experience next to him.
Yeah, my preference would be Linderbaum. If you can't get the center and you get too far down the center list, and at that point you go, well, the guards are actually the better football players, then that's the way to get your best five on the offensive line.
And I have no idea what Ratledge looks like at center. We saw it a little bit during training camp, not enough to be able to make a judgment.
Well, and they made a quick call that it wasn't good enough.
But for me, I liked what I saw from him at guard. Keep him there, especially if you're going to keep Penei Sewell next to him. Then you go out in free agency and you sign the best center available. You let Mahogany, you let Miles Frazier, you let Scruggs, you let them all, compete for that left guard spot. And then the draft is where you take the tackle.
Sewell to left tackle? I guess it depends on the tackle you get.
Yes, it depends on the tackle. It depends on the level of athleticism that he has, how comfortable he is moving to right. I would anticipate that would be my number one choice.
Text coming in. Guys you want and how they build this offensive line. What's the best way to do it? Have to replace a center and a left tackle with Taylor Decker. 248-539-9797. We'll read some of your feedback. Go to the phones as well. And we got to update everybody on Heather's karaoke adventures. We'll do that in the 9 o'clock hour. It's 97.1.